It's week 5 of the NFL, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Bengals, and it's coming up next.
Well, I tell you what, we have an absolutely perfect Midwestern afternoon for football. And EA Sports brings you coverage of the NFL from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with their opponents. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And CD, you look at our featured team here. They're squaring off against a very tough unit to throw against.
And this is not one of the better passing offenses in the league to begin with, Brandon. And to illustrate that point, they're down near the bottom of the power ranking, so the focus is going to need to be on possession-type throws. Whether they're trying to use their running backs or tight ends a little bit more, the big thing is to make sure the quarterback gets it out of his hands quickly to his receivers, and they hope to gain an advantage that way.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Here we go.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Now a throw right side taken in here to drive. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. On play action, they'll throw. And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 20. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They're led by the number 1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air, receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone, Charles, over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
3 yards the gain there, second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Lawrence's throw here into the hands of Boyd. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. We're scoreless after 1. Again, it's Lawrence. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Throwing again on second down. Lawrence. He gets this one to Boyd.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. But defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Mike 5. Hey, watch the ball.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. And he will find his man on the outside. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Zach Taylor, a new breed of head coach. He's going to go for it on 4th down. They run for it with Mixon, and nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And as a result, possession switches hands. A chance to get some momentum here in the second quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in. But I'm going straight with...
Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Buying time to his left. Room to run past midfield. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
We're going to work.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. Got a man on the right sideline. It's Jordan. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis. And at halftime, it's the Bills who are out on top. Josh Allen has a touchdown pass. From there, we head to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Carolina Panthers. Mac Jones with a couple of touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. Dak Prescott has thrown a touchdown pass. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for our visitors in the first half. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Cincinnati and Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Bengals with work to do in this third quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway. On the return, Clay. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Bengals drive about to get going. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Again, it's Mixon. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
On 3rd and 1, it's Lawrence. And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game, 1st and 10 here. And a there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the close fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Back now in Cincinnati. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
And yes, everyone, that was the fullback carrying the football. I know it's a dying breed. It's a dying position for a lot of people, but I still think it's valuable and important, especially one who can carry the ball.
And you need short yardage. What makes sense? Go to a big body, let him plow forward just like he did there.
It's still a big man's game.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Open space inside the 10. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him. They'll set up to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll try to run this one in. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
They'll run it here with Brown. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. Tried to give it to the first man through on 3rd and goal, denied.
Yeah, how about how they sold out on that play? Just decided, we know what you're going to do. You're going to bring it at us in a running game. And they had everyone tracking the football. Didn't let him through.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. It's their quarterback with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Black Knights look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
So now the Bengals down by 2 touchdowns. And time, a huge factor. They've yet to score all game long, but now they need to do so twice in short order to have a shot. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Tyler Boyd, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. Now Lawrence. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence dumps it off to Mixon. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. It's a throw again as Lawrence. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's George. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Lawrence. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 23, and his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown. A great play there. 77 yards. And the Black Knights are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their fourth quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
He finds his man, complete. That's George. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. Here's Lawrence to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 28-0. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Throwing again here, it's Lawrence to Mixon on the check down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. A couple of extra defensive backs in the ball game here on 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Lawrence. He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. This pass complete to Higgins. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Lawrence going to throw again. He completes it to Boyd. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to 45.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's George. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A final shot now for Lawrence. One last shot at the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for our visitors, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers.